United States military special operations units are shrouded in secrecy. While you can find what seems to be a decent chunk of information about them online, in reality, that's just the tip of the iceberg. A vast majority about who they are and what they do is classified. This lack of information is seen on an extreme level with the 5 Tier 1 units in JSOC, but one unit's secrecy stands out among the rest. That unit would be the US Army's Intelligence Support Activity, or ISA for short. The ISA doesn't get the limelight like Delta Force or SEAL Team 6, and chances are, many people don't even know this unit exists. Hell, you can only find a few allegedly verified photos of them out there, so don't think the footage used is going to be of this unit. It's highly unlikely the ISA is going to be filming vlogs for us anytime soon. So with all of that said, what's the story behind the Intelligence Support Activity? Why is this arguably the most secretive special operations unit in the entire US military? And what is publicly known about them? We're going to answer all those questions for you and much more. What's up everyone, I'm Veteran Vinny, the voice behind General Discharge. Join us as we take a deep dive into the most secretive Tier 1 unit in JSOC. This is Intelligence Support Activity. Before it was known as the Intelligence Support Activity, it was called the Field Operations Group, which was stood up in the summer of 1980 to help take part in a second attempt to rescue US hostages held in the Tehran embassy after the failure of Operation Eagle Claw. Because that operation had highlighted a shortfall in US military intelligence gathering, leadership wanted to create a covert special operations unit dedicated to doing just that. When the Field Operations Group was created, it operated in Iran under the command of Colonel Jerry King, where it would execute various covert intelligence gathering missions. When the time came to conduct the second rescue attempt for the hostages, the mission was scrapped. Despite that happening, the Field Operations Group would not be disbanded, but would be enlarged. The US government saw great value in having improved ground intelligence capabilities for future special operations, and even though they had the CIA doing that stuff, they thought the more the merrier. Thus, on March 3, 1981, the Field Operations Group was converted into a permanent special operations unit and renamed the US Army Intelligence Support Activity. Their logo, which depicts an American bald eagle grasping a claymore surrounded by a kilt belt inscribed with the Latin phrase that translates to "Truth overcomes all bonds," is pretty badass. Present day, because of the nature of their missions, the Pentagon often disavows knowledge regarding the ISA's activities, and they've even been given different names to misdirect any attention or probes into their identity or activities. They've been known as Task Force Orange, Centra Spike, Torn Victor, and Gray Fox. But names aside, let's move on to what the ISA does and how they do it. When the average person thinks of a Tier 1 Special Operations unit, they'll think of a group of badass, bearded operators on a mission to neutralize a high-value target. A pretty scary sight, especially if you're their target. But you know what's even scarier? Your personal information is being sold right now as you're watching this video. Go ahead and pause the video and take a minute to Google your name. We'll wait. Did it shock you to see how much of your personal information comes up with just the click of a button? Data brokers selling your personal information can increase your likelihood of spam calls, identity theft, and put you and your family at risk, as bad actors can easily access details like your address, social security number, where you work, and much more. So what can you do to remove this information? That's where Incogni, today's sponsor, comes in. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf and requests the removal of your personal data. Data brokers are legally required to remove the information, and Incogni deals with any objections from their side. Sure, you could send the removal request yourself, but it would take you hundreds of hours. Who has time for that? All you have to do is sign up, give Incogni permission to act on your behalf, and they'll start contacting data brokers insisting they remove your information from their databases. It's quick, simple, and you can even track the real-time, day-by-day progress of your information being removed. Incogni is also available risk-free for 30 days, meaning anyone can try it out for themselves and get a full refund if they aren't happy with the service. Don't be a victim and let your personal information be exploited. Use code GeneralDischarge at checkout or go to incogni.com/generaldischarge to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Again, that's incogni.com/generaldischarge. Links in the description and pinned comment below. Now back to the video. Even though the operators get a lot of the attention in Tier 1 Special Operations units, a lot of work is done behind the scenes by people who collect the intelligence needed in order to execute that mission. The ISA is one of those players behind the scenes. In other words, the ISA's purpose is unlike most Special Operations forces, because its main purpose is not dedicated to direct combat, but instead revolves around secretive and clandestine actions necessary to support other military operations. In other words, you can think of it like this. While Delta Force and Dev Group focus on direct engagement and specialized combat tactics, the ISA conducts intelligence and espionage operations at a tactical level. But make no mistake, although an ISA operator might not have the same emphasis on direct action or assaults like a SEAL Team 6 or Delta Force operator would, they are more than trained up to perform those types of duties should the need arise on a mission. In fact, most ISA operators are former US Army Green Berets who have extensive combat and multilingual training. They're no strangers to combat. The ISA's two main means of collecting intelligence are through human intelligence and signals intelligence, respectively known as HUMINT and SIGINT. ISA human intelligence collectors gather information from human sources via coercion and interrogation depending on the asset. Their operators are masters of screening, tactical questioning, interrogation, and liaison operations, which enable them to collect the best intelligence possible. As for signals intelligence, ISA operators gather it primarily by intercepting enemy communications or sending an operator to physically bug a target. And ISA's purported structure generally reflects what we've just discussed. It's believed that the ISA consists of a few squadrons, each with their own purpose. There's the Operations Squadron, sometimes referred to as the Human Intelligence or Ground Squadron, which functions as the ISA's Human Intelligence Collection Squadron. Then there's the Signals Intelligence Squadron, which you can tell by the name is responsible for the ISA's Signals Intelligence mission. There's also the Mission Support Squadron, and while the breakdown of this squadron isn't exactly known, it likely contains logistical support for the two operational squadrons, such as procuring equipment, obtaining funding for operations or training, and human resources functions. It's also important to note that within these squadrons, there are cyber ops teams, technology ops teams, and mission support teams, who are all utilized and leveraged to conduct specialized tasks for mission success. Never forget about the support personnel in a special operations unit. They do more than you think. So, with how specialized the mission of the ISA is, what does it take to join this highly secretive and elite Tier 1 unit? You might be shocked to hear this, but most of the ISA selection process is kept under wraps, and not just anyone can apply. To remind you, a lot of ISA operators are seasoned Green Berets, because they possess many of the skills that align with the ISA's mission. Having people who are multilingual and who can get themselves out of sticky situations deep behind enemy lines are a valuable asset to an intelligence gathering unit, after all. But make no mistake, candidates also come from the other military branches. Despite who the candidate is or where they come from, they typically recruit those who are multilingual. The ISA selects operators for deployments based on their language proficiency and their ability to blend in with the locals, so this is very important. All those who try out for ISA will receive a lengthy background investigation and extensive psychological testing. If they pass through those initial humps, depending on if they're an operator or support personnel, they'll receive further training in a specialized training course. The selection process for ISA operators prioritizes physical skill for field operations and a skill for intelligence operations. Candidates will be taught infiltration techniques, advanced air operations, offensive and off-road driving, personal defensive measures, and communications. They'll also learn different espionage and intelligence methods to help them carry out their essential human intelligence operations, as well as more technical training on signals intelligence, like transmission and signals interpretation. Once they receive their foundational training, ISA operators will often continue to sharpen their skills, and will train alongside other specialists in the intelligence community, such as with the CIA. The intelligence support activity, like all the other Tier 1 units, isn't something that you can just join from your recruiter's office. Generally, Tier 1 operators spent several years in a Tier 2 special operations unit, like the Rangers, Green Berets, or the SEALs. If you're someone who wants to join special operations, you gotta start somewhere. One of the best things to help you work smarter, not harder, is by getting some good gear to help out your training. With rising prices everywhere, you gotta save money where you can. Our friends at Ataclete, a veteran-owned company, sell amazing gear at an affordable price for those who want to pass special operations selection. If you scan the QR code on screen or click the link in our description below, you'll have an extra 10% off added to your cart at checkout. The best time to start training is yesterday, so make sure to take advantage of this deal as soon as you can. And if you're wanting to learn about the other 4 Tier 1 units in JSOC, we've done a video covering them all. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description below to go watch it. Thank you for watching. Do you even want to be here?
All your friends are subscribing to General Discharge and you don't even want to be here,